Hello, welcome back, and we are today looking at a different topic. In this module or in this short little course, we are spending a lot of time looking at trading journals and how to improve your journaling routine. But now I will take a look at 3 tools that I use in my own trading. I use them every week and every day for the most part, and I will show you why they are so important and how to use similar tools. So first of all, let's start with the problems that traders have, and then it will become very obvious why those 3 tools will help you as a trader as well. So the first problem many traders have is obviously that they often miss trades. This can have many reasons. Mostly it's a problem because traders don't know really what they're looking for. They don't have a real structured approach and they just jump around the markets. And then once they have missed the trade, then they start chasing the trades, they start chasing price, they get in way too late, and they're just frustrated because they missed a great trade, and then they try to make up for it. And so this, as I said, means that people don't know what they are looking for during the day. Very often the traders, they just flip randomly through time frames, through markets. They just hope to stumble around a setup that looks good, but they don't really have an idea what they are looking for. And also, if there's nothing to trade and there's nothing to find, then often traders take trades just out of boredom. And I'm sure that many of you are aware. I've certainly been there early on in my trading career. So this boils down to that traders not have a process, and most traders still have a very amateur approach to trading. And just ask yourself, how do you prepare yourself for each trading day? And whenever I ask this, 90% of all the traders say that they don't really have a process. They just randomly flip through the time frames and they hope to stumble across a setup that looks good. But trading is a very serious business where you cannot just approach it from such a perspective. You have to prepare yourself, and don't get discouraged now. This does not have to take a lot of time. It is not complicated at all, as you will see. So I personally spend a few hours every Saturday and Sunday following my 3 tools and using the 3 tools. I generate a watch list, as you will see soon, and trading plans. And what this does is that it minimizes, or it helps me minimize, the trading time that I need to spend during the week. So I personally spend a few hours every weekend, Saturday and Sunday, writing trading plans and creating a watch list, and I'll show you later what this is and what this means. And this then helps me to reduce the screen time and the time needed for trading during the week. So during the week, Monday to Friday, I don't spend more than 60 minutes per day looking at charts, and most traders are very surprised when they hear that, but it is the truth. I don't look a lot of charts. I use price alerts a lot, as you will see later, and the ballpark of my work is done during the weekends, and so I can enjoy the time during the week, do other things, and I don't have to watch charts all day long. As I said, the solution is having a good process. First, we will start with the watch list, then we get into trading plans, and then finally we will conclude with the checklist. Is it simple? Yes, it surely is simple. Is it easy? No, definitely not. And this is so true with so many things. It's the same with getting in shape. It is very simple. There are just a few things that you need to follow. Is it easy? No, and most people are not in shape. It's the same with getting good grades, accelerating in your job, being a good husband or a spouse, being a good father. It is always very simple. We know what to do, but we don't do it because it requires effort and work. So here are my 3 tools. We will start with the watch list, and over the years I have refined my process so that it takes the least amount of time for me and helps me to get the best results. So I start with the watch list. Here on the right hand side you can see an example of the watch list, or the template better. So I divided the watch list into 3 or 4 parts. We start with the major pairs, the minor pairs, exotic Forex pairs, and then here some other markets. And here at the top you can see daily, 4 hour, 1 hour. Those are the 3 time frames that I trade. So it is a list with 29 Forex pairs and markets that I am trading actively. I'm not trading all the markets all the time, but this watch list helps me screen the markets. So I go through each of the pairs, each time frame, one by one. I check which one looks like a good market, which could give me a good trade in the next few days. And then I cancel or I cross it off which one is looking nice, and I stay away from the other ones. And this is just the first screening process. and it helps me reduce the amount of time I need to spend analyzing my charts, because this is already then a pre-selection and the watch list is always first in my trading. So the watch list, what it does for you is it helps you to understand which markets you trade and also which time frames to trade. So most traders make the mistake of only following a fixed amount of markets and also just stick to one time frame, which is very dangerous because the market always undergoes different periods. Sometimes you're in a range market, sometimes you're in a trending market, and of course also sometimes you have a good trending market, sometimes the trending market is not as good to trade. So the watch list helps me understand which market is good for my strategy, which market is not good. Then I get rid of the ones that are not tradable for me, and also I select the time frames that I trade. So I trade a variety of the 4-hour, the daily, and the 1-hour. Each week I will mix up the time frames depending on the market situation, and so the watch list helps me to stay on top of things and helps me pre-select the markets that I will be trading. And so usually I end up with very good trades and I can eliminate the ones that would cause me struggles. And also a watch list forces you to know your system. If you really have to understand what you're looking for in a chart, there is no time for screwing around. You really have to get a good understanding of your trading method and what to look for, and this is also a very good side benefit. Then the next step, once I have completed my watch list, then I go on to my trading plan. So all the pairs that remain on my watch list, for each one I will create a trading plan, and it takes me 5 to 10 minutes per market. In the beginning it took me a little bit longer because I still had to get used to it, but now it is a very straightforward process. So each market I spend a few minutes, I map out potential trade ideas, I set my price alerts at the key areas, and it also helps me to not miss trades. So once I've done my trading plan, I know exactly where I want to get in, when I want to get in, what has to happen before I want to get in, also which price levels am I looking at. So this one then helps me reduce the screen time. I don't have to look at charts during the day. I only look at charts once the price alerts go off, and so this is a big time saver. And especially if you are still having a 9-to-5 job, trading is not your full-time activity or your full-time job right now, then you need to find such ways to reduce the amount of time you spend in front of charts, and the trading plan together with the watch list is great. And again, let's recap the trading plan, what it does for you. It forces you to know the setup you want to trade. When you go over your trading plan with the Forex pair, you really need to understand what you are looking for, where do you want to enter and why do you want to enter. And this is also great because trading plans, I usually make them on Saturday and Sunday when the market is still closed. I cannot interfere with the market, so I have a more of a neutral look and perspective on the markets, and this is a very big help as well. Also, I need to understand what will cancel a setup. Sometimes there are good setups that are not quite ready yet, but I still require 1 or 2 things or 1 or 2 signals before I can enter the trade. And also in my trading plan I will write down what will have to happen that cancels my setup, and then this helps me also to stay away from bad trades. Also then I set price alerts. If you have been following me on YouTube or Facebook, you know that I'm a huge fan of price alerts. I set them everywhere and they help me a lot to stay focused and also to not miss things. And then finally, once we have done our watch list, once we have narrowed down the markets that we trade, once we've written our trading plans and know exactly where to enter, then during the week we don't need to look at charts as much. We just wait until the price alerts go off, and then once the price alerts go off, I will get out my trading checklist, which has the criteria of my trading strategy. You can see I blurred them out, but mainly because they are strategy specific for me. Not all the traders here watching this will have my trading or will trade my trading strategy, so I don't want to cause any confusion. Also, just giving out trading signals here or criteria is not going to help anybody, so this is strictly reserved for our pro members, because they have the complete know-how about our trading method and they know exactly what all those things mean, and I don't want to cause any confusion. So a trading checklist can be used by any trader regardless of what method you trade. Just write down all your trading signals your trading criteria, which is also a good practice because it really forces you to understand your trading method and all the little nuances of your trading method. So the way you use a trading checklist is before I enter a trade, and that's very important. Always do that before you enter the trade. Take out your checklist and go through each point one by one. See if you have a criteria, or see if you have the specific thing or criteria signal, and check it off. And this will help you stop fooling yourself. So most traders always reason themselves into a trade. They try to come up with random reasons why they should be in the trade. They don't want to miss a potential big runner, and what then often happens is they end up with bad trades. They know they should not be in, but they still took it because they didn't want to miss out, and they don't have a real process. And so a checklist really shows you, is this a valid trade for my trading strategy or not, when you can see it in front of you. And so you just end up with the best trades, hopefully, and you can avoid the random trades, and you can avoid breaking the rules. And I got this idea from the book Champion Trader or Pitbull Trader by Marty Schwartz, who was interviewed by for the Market Wizard series. He's a very successful trader, made millions and millions, and he still uses a checklist today. And this really struck me and surprised me, and so I thought, okay, let's give it a try for my own trading. I created a trading checklist, and it has helped me as well in my trading a lot. And so the question is, do you want it bad enough? Most traders, they say they want to trade successfully and profitably, but they don't really put in the work. It is just a hobby for them. And I've never met a trader who is successful and who does not spend time planning his trades and spending away from the market. So just look at yourself. How much time do you spend hunting trades, flipping through time frames, and how much time do you spend actually preparing your trading? As I said, trading is a very serious business. You are competing in a very big market with very smart people who are equipped with the best equipment, who plan their trades, who plan the markets, who analyze everything. And so does your approach live up to that, or how do you approach your trading? Don't stay in this beginner mindset. If you want to trade profitably and successfully, look at yourself and be honest to yourself, and then step up your game. Also, using those three things, watchlist, trading plan, and checklists, will help you to get to know yourself as a trader and also your method very intimately, because you really have to understand what it is you are looking for, and you really have to understand your method and every little detail that you are trading. And so if you want to use that, I will put a link in the video below that. You can get a download for our watch list and also the trading plan. You can use it in your own trading. And don't just stop there. Try and see if it works or if it helps your trading. And if it doesn't, then make some improvements. It is a trial and error process. It took me a few years to figure out my perfect process, but it is very worth it, and it has made a big impact in my trading. And if you're interested in our pro membership, which I will also put a link in the description below to, there I post my watch list every Sunday with the best setups, and our traders there, once they have gone through our course, they can compare their watch lists and see if they've found the same trades where they maybe lack a little bit of structure and understanding. And so this is also a very great trading activity and learning process. And of course, if you have any questions, as always, just leave a comment below, and I'm very happy to help you out.